Hello, hello.
Hi.
We should use that music on our fast videos. It's so relaxing.
I know, I love it.
Yeah, I know. I nearly fell asleep.
So everybody top shape?
Getting there.
My eyes are
Friday. Are you expecting me to be in top shape? I nearly passed out today. I'm so tired.
you're so tired. Well, your shirt certainly brightened you up.
Well,
Yeah.
that's a good thing. No, I'm going with a theme
You're going
or a month. Hello, everyone.
hello,
Hello, who's here? Let's see who is here. Jennifer. Hi, Jennifer. Cheryl, Wisconsin.
Oh, thank you for sharing, Cheryl. We appreciate that.
Thank you. Cynthia, Michigan. Is it cold in Michigan? I spent some time in Michigan. It's very cold.
Well, it's I don't know if it's the case everywhere, but here in Montreal, it's very warm for mid-October.
Here too. It's in the 70s today.
That's
Well,
awesome.
William Shatner,
Boy,
cheers. He went
is it still considered Indian summer though, or no?
I don't know, William, like I said, William Shatner went up to space today. I saw he was crying because he said the planet is in total disrepair and that global warming is an actual thing, which I'm not going to go in there, but anyway. And so, yes, that's why I guess it's hot.
Hello, Karen. So many people joining us today. Byron is here as well. Hey, June. Is it Monday yet? No, we don't want Monday. Hello, Diana, Carol. Thanks for joining us today. So what's going on today?
What's going on? We're
What are we doing? What are we doing today? Do I start?
Yeah.
Should I just jump in? Do we have something to share?
Well, I guess I'll just share my thing really quick.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
So I just made this Halloween gingerbread house. I had the idea like 3 days ago, and I just did it as fast as I could. I got the tutorial out today. So it's on my YouTube channel and my blog. And it's also on Facebook, so you can watch that.
Are the
And then
girls transfers?
yeah, so like everything on there is pretty much a transfer, all the little decorations.
Super cute.
Thanks.
Awesome. I like it a lot.
And then I had posted something about it on Instagram, and somebody had a question about making icing glow under a black light. So I just put the black light on it and it was glowing, like the white parts were glowing. But what was the ingredient that you add to royal icing to make it glow? Do you remember?
It's a soda, a club soda, but a few years ago, my son had a glow graduation, at school, a little party, and it really didn't do much. I ended up buying from a Rainbow Dust, the company that makes the markers that we like there. They actually have a glow line.
And I have it now because you sent it to me. Remember?
Yes. So
I haven't tried it, but you have.
Yeah. So they have it in both powder and liquid, and it really does glow a lot. With in yellow and pink, like really the colors are.
But you need a black light to make it glow.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
But it glows in that color, and it's very nice.
Awesome.
All right. Oh, I'm not connected. Sorry, I'm just gonna pop out for a second.
You want me to go?
Yes, please. I totally.
All right. So I thought that the holidays are hectic, as we all know. We're always trying to make as much as we can. You always have if you're making orders, well, the more cookies you make, the more money you make. And if you're making gifts, well, often you want to make stuff for all your friends and family. You don't want to leave anybody out. Whoops, okay. And so I'm just going to show you guys how you can quickly airbrush your cookies and crank out a lot of cookies. So obviously, if you're not making the icing and piping on the details, it speeds things up dramatically. So here he is.
We are into the winter. Awesome.
So this is a cover by Anne Clark, and I actually added the 3 designs. So they have a 3 set that they sell. It's the snowman, the Santa, and the reindeer. So I did a bundle in my coffee shop of the 3 templates for this guy. So here, what you could do, oh, I injured myself and I have my gingerbread Band-Aid.
Oh,
you,
it's so
what
cute.
happened? What
I
did you
burnt
do?
myself. Burnt myself taking this guy out of the oven.
Oh, you burned yourself?
Burnt.
It hurts, huh?
No, it felt wonderful. So anyway, so yes, so if you wanted, you could bake your cookies, ice them white, and freeze them. And then you'd have a huge part of the project done. And then you could pull them out of the freezer, like, a couple of days before you need them, and then airbrush them. You do not want to freeze an airbrushed cookie.
Mm-hmm.
There is condensation, moisture, water, and airbrush do not go together. The surface of a painted cookie like this gets very easily damaged. If you know anything about like a paint a cookie is basically that. It's airbrush color that you're activating with water. So the littlest thing you'd smudge it, it would be completely wrecked. So there's 2 ways to use your airbrush. There's adding color and then also shielding the color. So the snowman is white. So we need to protect the areas that are going to be snow colored. Depends where you live. I guess in some places the snow is brown. But
Okay.
hey, in Montreal, it's not white for long. I have to tell
Well,
you.
it comes down as white, but then yeah, well.
It's pretty gross, not too much time. That's why we always opt for a gray car so that,
Thanks for letting us know.
yes, so that my car doesn't look so gross.
Oh, yes, Kathy, or yellow, yes. Let's not go there.
Yes, well, that's a whole other topic. Let's hope that there's not that too much of that either, though. That means, So anyway, so
Okay.
so here the hat. So you can kind of decide if you want to have the whole hat be. But I was just wanting to show you guys if you were to do it on even a plaque, it would work because the hat here is kind of big. And if you look, the shield that I created to protect the area is leaving some on the side here. And we can see, we can see what it resulted in here. You see the hat's a bit smaller. So it's up to you if you want to have the whole hat be black. And the cardstock got a little curved because I had a new mat. And so when I was lifting it off, my cardstock got very curled. So now I'm just creating like
Hey, Joseph.
an edge around my cardstocks. I'm protecting what I want to stay white. And that's what you do. It's the shielding technique. So when you're making your cookies, you're protecting what you want to have white. That would apply for so many other projects because you cannot layer airbrush colors. You can layer, let's say if you wanted to make green, blue, and yellow, but when you layer colors, they get kind of mucky. It's not like icing where if you were to pipe a white line on black icing, the line is white. When you're layering airbrush colors, they tend to not look true to what you would want them to look. They look kind of dirty, I want to say. It's like you're mixing a bunch of crayons one on top of the other.
Thank you, Byron. I'm going to try.
Not ideal.
Yes, I will try.
So all of this stencil is all the black areas. So we have the hat. Is it meant to go the other way? So the hat, the whole mouth, the eyes, and I added some little wrinkles and some little eyebrows. So I'm just adding a little line here in the middle so that when I airbrush with the black, that I get a little bit of shine so that it's not just a whole black area. I just squirted the rest of my blue in my garbage can. That's why I turned around there, if you're wondering. So I have 5 airbrushes.
I thought you had 6. Are you downgrading or something?
What do you mean? That's about all I have.
I thought you had 6.
Oh, no, I think that's it. And so That's why I can kind of work quickly. I don't need to wash out my airbrush guns. And I know not everybody's going to have all that, but I'm working live for you guys. So, but normally you just have to rinse them out. And you see, because the white is protected, what I don't want to have black with the stencil, I can, exactly add my color where I want it to go. And you can go a little darker. You see here on the outside. And so it doesn't all have to be just flat. So I have a little bit of that blue to create like a bit of a reflect. And then you can go maybe a little darker right here where the head is, like that. And now we're going to hit the actual face.
Thanks for joining us, everyone.
There. And you quickly and precisely have your little detail.
Awesome. So quick, huh?
Well, if maybe you struggle with piping or whatever, this is kind of the way to get,
And this cutter is from, did you say? I'm sorry.
It's
an N Clark. So guys, this is an N Clark cutter.
Easy to.
Do you have it listed in your coffee shop or Amazon?
It's with the template. I didn't make a separate because it's so common. You can find it pretty easily. So here again, I'm just airbrushing the hat area. And if you want, you could just do the face and pipe in black icing. It's up to you. You can just do sections of the airbrush. It doesn't have to be the whole thing. But if you struggle with black bleeding, this might be actually slightly less susceptible to bleeding. And then I have here smaller stencils. So you can, that's the other thing. If you make your own stencils, you can make multiple ones, because if you do sections, sometimes the stencil gets dirty. And if you're doing a mass order, like at Christmas, you could be making hundreds of cookies. Well, you could make a few stencils so that you don't have to constantly be washing them, So this here is for the little hat part, and you could do parts of the guy in icing. Like now you could do the trim on the hat and the carrot in icing. You don't have to do it all in airbrush. I like to mix the mediums, it adds interest to your design.
Julie's asking, this is something that you can answer. Maybe Julie is asking, what program do you use to make your stencils?
I draw usually on my tablet with Procreate, and then I'll drag that into Adobe Illustrator, convert, like you can make the lines darker, and then I pull that into the actual cutting program. And now I'm just adding the ribbon on the hat. Oh, I didn't align well. You can see there, I can
fine. I don't think it's a problem.
I'll redo it. That's the other thing. If you make your own stencils, try to find clear plastic so that you can see. Like now I'm a little bit awkwardly placed, but so that you can see through the material, and it obviously is helpful when you're trying to align everything, especially in this type of shielding kind of technique where you're layering the protected areas, and it's a little bit of a dance, right? And then the carrot and the cheeks, you see here. So the cheeks you could do in a petal dust, but if you don't have it, you can go carefully and do it with your airbrush. You have to be very, very soft on the trigger, or else he's going to look like Tammy Faye Baker. Anybody remember her? All right, so now I'm just hitting very lightly the cheek area. Coming out. There. It's very faint, like you just, a slight touch of it. And it's actually a little, if you can, and then if you find you're too, like, you have trouble adjusting the trigger and not shooting hard, well, you can actually dilute it with alcohol so that it's very faint, and then it won't be such a problem getting it to be light. You see there?
So I don't know, Debbie has a question. I don't know what she means by this. If you buy a stencil,
Yeah.
can you just put it in a program and print? I guess you mean from Mar, right? From Mar, if you put, is that how it works?
Yes. So the only thing you might have to move the elements around to suit your needs, like if you want it on a 6-inch square, you just have to kind of draw your 6-inch square around it, you know? Because I mean, some people maybe want it on their whole piece of plastic, all the pieces. It depends how you like to work, but all the pieces are there. So now I'm just airbrushing the carrot nose. So you don't have to wash your airbrush from the pink. You can just add the orange. The colors go together, so it's fine. Just like that darker blue can go on top of that lighter blue that I used initially. All right, so there. And now if you want, I have my marker, my super thin one, the drip color one. And if you want, you can come in. Now this part is optional. You can just outline the carrot.
Oh yeah, some detail to the carrot, to the nose. That's a nice way to.
I had shown
Yeah.
my white marker. Don't use a white marker on black airbrush.
No.
It will just wreck your marker. It's water, and you're going to be reactivating the color. It's not like drawing on black icing. You're essentially sticking your white marker into black food color, so you're going to wreck it. And it's just a quick line. Last week I had showed there last week's copy stuff is still there, and it's the royal icing transfer template. So I have a few of them made here.
Another question from David. This is also in regards to the stencil. So when you purchase the stencil from you, they don't need to do anything in Adobe or Procreate.
No, it's all done.
Keep all that. That's awesome. So now you can go and purchase all the stencils Mar made.
So the question is how I make them. That's how I make them, and you can do the same. But I make them for those of you that don't want to make them. So you could add a little flower.
Oh, that's so cute.
Love that.
You could add a little holly to them, which you can attach with a little bit of royal icing. And the other thing you can make too, another one of the templates that's in the bundle there is a snowman, but I also included carrots, so you can pipe noses.
Oh yeah.
So have little, elements that are icing on top of your basic design. So you can make the cookies in advance, the royal icing transfers in advance, paint a few days in advance. If you find that your airbrushing sticks to the bag, you can just very lightly with a puffy brush, just dust them with cornstarch. Very lightly, and that will usually stop any moisture transfer to your bag if you find that happens, and that it some people have that, it's climate, humidity and stuff that can cause that problem. So there's not, but yeah, so you can come in and do this part in royal icing. You could add a little tuft of I did a snowman recently. I did a star tip and added a little tuft of like white icing, and it looked like little hair coming down. So many design options, and you can adjust the stencil if you want it to go to all the way to the edges there. But I wanted to just show that you can kind of tweak the size of the hat if you find that it's big.
Where did you get your white markers?
The white marker is Fractal. I got it from a store called How Sweet Is That? It's a Canadian shop. Fractal has quite a few colors. At first I didn't like it because it was really not working, but it just needed more time for the color to get like pulled through to the tip. What did you think?
I remember you had told me you were not happy with it, but I guess you have to break it in.
Yes, exactly. But Amber, you had bought a less, because this is price. I don't remember the price, but it's pricey. It's from England. What about the one you got that wasn't so
Yeah, I just got mine on Amazon.
And was it good?
I don't remember the brand. It wasn't a brand that I know, so I don't. It's not. I mean, I haven't used it enough. It might be like yours, where you have to keep using it to get the ink flowing. But so far, it's not great. So, yeah.
I
wanted to answer a question for Joanne posted about maybe you can touch upon that. You are expert with the luster dust, Amber.
Mhm. Oh yeah, so for silver, I usually do dark gray or black. That'll give you like a nice base for silver luster dust.
Yeah,
And make
good
sure you're
coverage.
paint it on to get a really like a solid layer
Yeah.
of silver.
I've used Wedgwood too.
Oh, Wedgwood for the silver?
Oh, that sounds nice. Yeah. Yeah.
So, it depends. Like silver can come in as it's a bit like gold, right? Sometimes different tones. So if it's more like
Yeah.
a metal, so that's it. Just gauge your base color with what your final silver you want it to
Yeah.
be. So there are my snowmen. Quickly, I mean, it's we did our chit chat at the beginning, and it's only 20 minutes. I've done 2.
Awesome.
So when you're
Can
cranking them out,
you use Cricut to make stencils?
you can. I render the files in a PNG, and so that I was told, because I don't have a Cricut, but I was told that works with the Cricut, the PNG file. So the file in the coffee, I have it as PNG, and also I have the Silhouette Studio file. And that's it. Any questions?
Everybody's loving it.
Thank you, Roxanne. Thanks, everybody. So, yeah, I'm going to do a few more airbrush projects. I mean, some people prefer the icing, but, desperate times call for desperate measures. And sometimes when the holiday rush comes upon us, we have big plans. And then we say, oh, I remember what Marlene said. And maybe it's a good one to just save for just in case.
Yeah.
Everybody's loving it.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, there.
All right. Sorry. So October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and I wanted to do pink ribbon. So I did pink ribbon cookies many years ago when I first started, and I didn't know how to pipe proper 3D or flowers. So I did the dots instead. And today I'm going to kind of step it up a little bit with this design. I'm going to be using cherry flowers, but they are going to be piped cherry flowers. This is a cutter you can find, I don't know where you can find it, but I think it's just one cutter, right, that they make. It's like pink plastic cutter that I have.
Mhm.
The cookies you have to make sure that the cookies are chilled or the dough is chilled. It's otherwise they're pretty hard to get out because you have to take this piece out and the shape, you can see it's pretty slim, okay? So make sure that your rolled out cookie dough is chilled. And I'm gonna be using pink to ice the base. I'm using 15-second consistency here.
Before you start, can you just talk about what the coffee shop is?
The coffee shop, me? Okay, the coffee shop is, it's actually, it's not a coffee shop. It's spelled differently. It's a place where all three of us have our shops where we upload templates and recipes. And you can go there. You see the links on the screen there. You can check it out and support us this way by purchasing, or you can just send us, buy us a coffee or lemon or whatever you have there. I have lemon. You can support me by buying a lemon. And all three of us have coffee shops. Okay.
Thank
And we
you.
also share supplies list, right? You can find a lot of the supply lists from previous lives there. They are PDFs. They are free, and you can just look at it, and links are there, so you can click on the products and purchase the products that way. Super easy. All right, so this is the cookie, and I'm just gonna start at this section here. I'm using a tipless bag today, as I do on most days.
Mm-hmm.
This is a good idea, Han,
What is it?
to do this project.
Yes, well, I I thought it's important. We sometimes forget about people who, who struggle with breast cancer. And I just recently met a young woman. She just had a baby and she was just diagnosed. So it's kind of like, you know,
Yeah.
world is always a happy place, I suppose. And make sure that you go check, get your tests, get your mammograms.
Mhm. I liked your original though, because like you said, you couldn't pipe the flowers before. If there's any beginners out there, you see she made that simpler version and it was just as pretty.
Yes, and it is a bit faster. So after this step, I mean, it's pretty as it is. You could, if you don't have time, you could just dust it with maybe um, afterward, maybe some luster dust or something to make it shiny.
Mhm.
And I'm just gonna let it dry. It doesn't have to be super dry, just like crusted, nicely crusted. And lucky for you, I've got some over here. But before that, I'm gonna do some flowers. So I know I did these a couple months ago. Hello, but you can never have enough tutorials for flowers. All right, so we are going to need some parchment paper. I've got some squares here. And here I have a piping tip number 101. And what I did, I put my bag. So I've got, oh, this is too bright. I've got actually two shades of pink here, the light pink and dark pink, and then it's mainly white. And you want to position it so the colored part, the pink part, is aligned with the tip at the widest part, okay, here. And then the white part should be aligned with the thin end. So when it's coming out, the colored part is going to be coming out on this end, okay? Now I'm also going to use the flower nail. I need to clean this up. And I am using this is a template. I believe this template is available in my shop, in the coffee shop, because I posted it's cherry flowers. So it's a 5 petal flower. And you want to position your piping tip so the narrow part of the tip is facing out, okay, like so. I'm going to attach a small piece of parchment. These are going to be quite small, so I'm not going to need a big parchment paper. And I'm just going to use these lines to kind of guide me where to stop piping the petal. I'm turning the flower nail to the pipe. Now in the center, I'm going to do a small dot of pink. Can you see, or is it too far?
Yep, no, that's good.
Okay.
It's very
And then
pretty.
you have to let these dry, okay? Now, depending on the size of these, it may take, a couple hours. If they are really big, I would suggest that you let them dry overnight. It's always the safest way. Okay, let's do a couple more. I hear sounds again. It's just me.
What is it? The water rushing sound again?
No, we're getting robbed.
Oh, geez.
I don't know. Who knows? All right. So another way you can. Well, I told you I was worried about that. I'm just being very honest here. All right. So another thing you can do, partially open flower. Okay. And this one I'm going to do actually on the cookie, but I wanted to show you what it looks like if you want to make them ahead of time. So you're going to make, you could make just one petal, okay? And then you're not going to continue here. You're just going to overlap. Okay. It's as simple as that. Now, if you find that you don't like how this looks, you can kind of trim it with the tool. Okay. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start on a cookie. So I've got some cookies here, and I'm going to use, this is brown icing, and it's about piping consistency, maybe slightly thicker than that.
I wonder if people are going to get back to bake sales this year because, COVID last year, a lot of that didn't happen. Because bake sales are one of the ways that people raise money for these types
Mhm.
Yes,
of
yes,
organizations.
exactly. So instead of going all around, I decided to connect two branches at the very top, okay? And the line doesn't have to be perfect. It's a branch after all, okay? Now I'm gonna make a few small branches. Okay, so now I've got some flowers that I made before. I mean, this is maybe 2-3 hours ago, so we'll see if these are actually, oops, dry. And they're not completely dry. I'm gonna show you to see that I can still poke the icing, but they are dry enough for me to remove them from the parchment and use them on this project. And they will continue to dry as I leave the icy cookies out, okay? So now I'm going to, I'll place this one here. All right. And then maybe another one. Wow, somebody's got a dog here. I can hear it. Do you hear the dog?
No.
All right, so now I'm going to do those partially open flowers that I mentioned, okay? You don't need to be scared of these.
Thank you, Debbie.
You can just do one petal, you don't have to do 3. Or you can do 2 petals at the base and then one overlapping. Okay. Now I'm going to create, and this is, what's this called? The thing underneath the flower, is it the calyx? Calyx, did we say?
I think so, yeah.
So now I'm going to do a little bit of the brown. Now, before it cracks, I'm just going to use my paintbrush.
That was a 101 tip, right? For the petals?
Yes, that was a 101. This is a fairly fast project, I have to say. Doesn't take that long. Okay. So now, if you want, should I add more flowers here?
I would maybe put one more.
One more here? wonder if I do it from this side, it's going to, I guess I'll just do here.
I guess you could make them in any color, right? There's so many of these ribbons for the different, like you're doing.
Oh yeah, absolutely. There is I think the autism has also a ribbon, no? I think.
Well, I think all of them do. Look at awareness ribbons. I mean, there's for everything that, like, for all the cancers that I mean, I saw the chart. Have you ever seen it, Amber? You know what I'm talking about? No?
The what?
Like it's like an illustration that shows like the different causes that the different colors mean.
No.
So that's basically it. You can also then add, if you want, I don't know if it's necessary, but I'm just gonna add few dots. Just here and there, 3 dots with dark pink.
And
Yes,
it's gorgeous. Do you have another cookie?
yes.
Why don't you show them how to make the easy version for
Oh, the easy version. Okay, I'll do that. Absolutely. All right, so let's put this
so that
aside.
maybe
Let me just have a quick look what the easy version looked like.
Mm-hmm. From the Blogspot days.
So here, yes, from blog, exactly. So this is maybe 12 years ago.
Yeah.
So you see here, I didn't really go with the branches around. I kind of like the idea going around, but I can just try to do the same. We'll see. All right, so you are going to start with the base color. I remember very vividly that I actually dusted. It's my first one of my first project where I used luster dust.
Mm-hmm.
I dusted my icing with pearl luster dust. So let's see if we can find a brush to do that with. Oh, here we go. You can also, I think it's probably for this better to use a spray or airbrush. What would you say, Mark?
well, just FYI for those of you that are beginners, you can buy spray just like pan that you would spray in your frying pan of color, and it's just you can quickly pass over your cookie sheet once your base icing is on and add a pretty pearl finish. A can of that is maybe $5. And it really jazzes up a simple cookie, making them kind of pearl.
Oh, Sally's going to make your pumpkin the spider web that you made a few weeks ago.
Oh yeah, it's been really popular. It's wonderful that you are going to try make it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a nice. I like the design. It turned out really nice.
I think Wilton makes that spray, right?
Yes, Wilton also makes the spray. Yes.
Yeah, Wilton and Chef Master both make it, and another company that makes it is actually PME.
PME, yes, PME. They make a pearl spray.
If you're going to Michael's and you have the coupon, I'm pretty sure you can use the coupon to pick it up.
Okay, so now basically you're just gonna take your pink and you're just gonna place dots. Oh gosh, I have such a big deja vu with this design.
Oh, yeah.
I remember it so much. Yes.
But I think it's a good one to show because, you know, sometimes people want to do something special for someone if they're going through a hard time, and this is a nice design, and maybe, you know, the other one maybe was intimidating for some people, but This one maybe is more entry level. I want to say.
Yes.
So guys, if you're planning on baking for the holidays, if I can give you one tip, get shopping. Supposedly, global supply chains and stuff like that are really strained. So if you plan
Yes.
on stocking up,
China doesn't have enough energy to produce stuff. They don't have enough coal to produce stuff. So, yes.
get your orders in so that
And
you're
here
not.
there is an issue with truckers, you know? So it's I think it's very much global, like you said.
Or maybe you need packaging for your cookies, or you need ribbon, or you need whatever.
Okay, there. Super simple. Like now you can go all around and make it all. I think it would actually look nice if I do it all around. What do you think? I mean,
Yes, it's very. You know what I like? I like them together. Like I think that if you could do a platter of some like that and some like
I think that would be really nice.
no, I meant with the branch. If you go, well,
Yeah.
I think it actually might look nice. Like if you kind of like let it like so it's loosely connected.
Yeah.
You know, it might be nice if you go all around. Don't have to do this, but then you have to add more pink dots. So there.
beautiful.
Should I do another one?
Why not? We've got time.
So I'm gonna do another one. I'll do this one with the pipe flowers. Okay.
So if anybody has questions, now's your time to pop them in.
Yeah, you can pop them in and girls will answer.
You can ask Amber, even if she's not decorating. Ask any questions you want.
Yeah.
About decorating, of course.
Yes. Well, you can ask whatever you want. Doesn't mean you're going to answer. So Amber, here I've got a question for you. When you trick or treat with the girls, do you dress up too?
Yeah. I just put on like cat ears,
Cat ears?
But
Do you do that's what I was yesterday, last year I was a cat.
it's just an easy thing. You take your eyeliner and you
do that,
make,
yes.
you put a little nose on.
Well, you could also buy a cape and be a witch all the time, cape and a hat, and then you have it hanging somewhere in the closet. I think some friend of ours, she always was a witch.
Yeah,
You
so
gonna be this year?
me?
No, the girls.
Oh, Sydney wants to be a zombie. She's 2, and she
wants to be
told me
what?
she wants to be a zombie.
A zombie. Okay. A zombie. Okay.
And then, what did Olive say? I don't remember. But we have like so many dress up clothes. I figure maybe I'll just get some of their like dress up Disney dresses or whatever, and then do like scary makeup for them.
Well, let's
Oh, yeah,
hope
that'd be
the weather
nice.
stays nice until right, because it's nice when they don't have to be so dressed up in their winter clothes under their costumes.
Yeah.
So do you have to do a lot of walking, trick or treating?
Well, this is our first Halloween in this house. So I don't know yet. I don't know how it's going to be, but the houses are pretty close together, so it shouldn't be too bad.
Must have for Christmas. What's your must have cookie cutter for Christmas? Arlene wants
Okay, Amber, you go first. I have to think about that. Oh.
Who? Me? You?
Well, somebody goes first.
I always use a plaque for every season, so a plaque definitely. But I also like having like different shapes of Christmas trees, and then put those all together like in a set. So actually what I think is a fun thing to do if you go to antique stores and you look at their baking section, they have a lot of like, vintage cookie cutters in all different kinds of shapes. So that's my suggestion.
What about you, Mark?
I mean, for Christmas, Santa's Santa's a nice one if you get like for Christmas it depends what you're doing too. If it's to serve at a party, they should be a bit smaller. And if it's as a gift, well, you can do a bigger cookie and do more like a kind of a gift size, like Starbucks size. They're bigger. So you can do and then if the bigger the cookie, the more detail you can add. It's kind of hard to add all the little elements like Amber suggesting Christmas tree. Well, if it's a bigger Christmas tree, you can put ornaments on it. You can do so many things. When they're smaller, it's tougher. But yeah, that's a classic Santa. I like Santa. And you, Anne?
I would say a star. Because you can make a Santa with a star, snowflake with a star.
Yeah.
You can do, I mean, even maybe it's hard for Christmas. I also love snowflakes.
That's what I actually were going to say, the snowflake. Yes, it's when you personalize the holiday cookies for sure.
Yeah, but it's not very Christmassy snowflakes, isn't it? But you can make anything Christmassy, even hard. Just use the right colors and you've got yourself a Christmas cookie. So
I guess I do actually. In my Global Belly shop, I did a kit.
She does.
I did a kit with that's for Thanksgiving, Halloween, and Christmas. So there's designs for all three holidays with the candy corn cutter. Candy corn is just a lot of space to draw on. What's happening there? You heard that?
Yeah.
I think the snowflake can be Christmassy if you do certain things, you can make it more, festive looking. The thing that's great about the snowflake is I find that anyway, winter birthdays get a little put to the side. So it's kind of a way to showcase that. You can do like a birthday kind of winter thing.
Beautiful. Those look so nice.
Yeah, gorgeous.
Okay, and here's the one. Let me just stop this one
I
out.
do like the introduction though of the simpler one, like in there, like you could do half.
Yeah.
I think I definitely needs to go all around.
So if it's bothering you, do it.
It should be all around. What?
I said if it's bothering you, do it.
Oh, it's bothering me. Yes, it does. It's bothering me quite a bit. So stressed out about it. Having an anxiety.
They're loving it, and so very pretty and very thoughtful. Thing to do that. I when you said you were doing ribbons, I thought you were doing like ribbon on a wreath. I'm like, oh, she's doing ribbon on.
Oh no! Yeah, I wanted to do the repeat for a long time. No?
You what?
The repeat.
Oh, you wanted to
upgrade it for a bit because I like that design.
Mm-hmm. Very nice.
Already. Oops. What's that sound? So there you have it.
Very
Beautiful.
nice. Very nice.
And this is, guys, applicable to any shape. Hard, you can make it hard and make it like a very nice wedding kind of like a hard wreath,
On half of
I did something similar on butterflies a couple months ago, and that's actually available in my Global Belly shop, butterfly cookies with the step-by-step on how to make the cherry flowers and all the templates and everything.
Awesome. Thanks, everybody. So the holidays are coming. I think we're going to just keep. Amber was holding on to Halloween one more.
I know. Yeah.
This year we are. It's hard to let go, huh?
Well, I mean, it's just kind of a fun holiday. So if you guys have been watching and you haven't decorated yet, come on, you can do it. Halloween's the time. Monsters don't have to be perfect. Make some Halloween cookies.
Yeah.
It's a fun craft.
Oh, this way.
Give it a
Okay.
shot. Give it a shot. And so yeah, so are you guys planning on doing any Thanksgiving?
Oh, Thanksgiving. Well, I did the
Well, I
pumpkins.
did.
Like pumpkins.
I did pumpkins and leaves already.
I know, but I just mean, you know, it's still like a month, like
I don't
I
know.
know.
I don't know. Maybe.
maybe.
I'll
I don't
surprise
know.
myself. Maybe.
I got this. Here, I'll put it in front of the camera. I don't know if I got this in the mail yesterday.
I saw that on Instagram.
Oh,
That
nice.
is so cool.
Ooh.
So that's for November 1st. So maybe I'll practice this thing for one of the lives. See how that turns out. That's it. So thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed it and that we've inspired you to try something new, stuff that you haven't done before. And
Turkey challenge.
what is that?
Just challenging
I need
ourselves
to
to
do
make
turkey
turkey
challenge. That's a
cookies.
tough one, Lee. That's a tough one. I find turkey.
Turkeys. Okay.
They're not pretty. They are not a pretty critter.
Maybe you will do turkey. Maybe
We
I'll
can
do
make
turkey.
them
I don't
pretty.
do a lot of turkey.
I'll do turkey. I'll do it.
Maybe I'll do turkey. Okay,
I'll
let's do
take it
turkey.
on.
We're gonna turkey. What is it me and you next Friday?
Me and somebody, I don't know.
Next week, the 22nd, it's me and Amber.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, the turkey challenge. I had never heard of it.
I mean, I don't think it's a thing,
Oh, no.
right?
Well, I
I don't
mean,
think so. I think it's just yeah, right?
I'm sure there's
I mean, yeah, it's got to be something.
sure it's something. On TikTok, they'll be, you know, trying to eat a whole turkey in 10 minutes or something.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you guys. Have a great weekend.
Bye.
See you
Bye.
Tuesday. Bye.